Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, and as people trickle in, that's fine. This was a very last minute decision on my part to get on here today, but I was working on great. I was working on the song, the Hukilau song, and I happened to have a Hawaiian shirt and, the lei and everything like that. So, thought what a perfect time to do a live where I cover the Hukilau song. And the last song that I put out, I think, was a Hawaiian tune as well, where I played on marimba. And so, I just want to welcome everybody to this video. So today's theme is Hawaii and also fishing. So the reason I chose fishing is because I used this Seaguar fishing line on my ukulele. And I think it sounds really great. So today's unofficial sponsor is Seaguar. If you all want to send me a bunch of fishing line Seaguar, that would be awesome, because your stuff is super premium and it sounds great. So this is my Mainland Uke. It's a spruce top tenor. It's got mahogany and spruce on the very top. And it sounds very, very bright. And you can hear everything with it. And before that, I had some general Aquila strings on. I love Aquila. I usually use their red series. But when I bought this one, it sounded a little plasticky. And that wasn't the best sound, and I knew I could do better. So using the Seaguar line really, really helped with that. So yeah, fishing song, fishing string. See the parallel there, right? All right, so I'm going to show you something cool that I found. And I believe this is the right scene. So I click on this. I'm learning how to use this software you see. It's called XSplit. And what it does, it allows me to have some windows pull up automatically. So this tells you the weight of string they suggest using on your ukulele, right? So on this tenor, I'm using light strings. I've got 50-pound line, 80-pound line, 60, and 40. And if you're interested in seeing this, I put this on our Facebook group, which is on Facebook, obviously, but it's the Daily Ukulele Facebook group, and I put this on there and some other places online people were asking about. But I feel like their stuff is super great. This stuff is meant to be treaded through the water and get torn up and not get torn up. It's super tough. So haven't had to change them yet since I put them on, but interested in the 100-pound line. Never used that before for either low G or standard tenor. So I'm gonna get out of here. All right, one question that I've had people ask me before when I've had a song, especially when I did Everybody Loves Somebody sometime, that was way back when I went to Carabello Coffee. Well, some people have asked how to play this chord, the D-Aug chord. And it's a good question. And if you want to do it with me here, you can. I'm going to move it out of the way, if it lets me. There we go. And let's build this chord together, okay? So typically, especially in this song, we're going to come from a D7 chord, okay? So make a D7 chord. This one is rootless, which means that from ceiling to floor, you've got 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, right? Okay, and now let's try to make this D-Aug chord. Do you see a finger that I can leave down as I'm making this new D-Aug chord? So I've got my middle finger cannot stay there. It has to go somewhere, right? Well, we'll figure that out. We're going to move it back to fret 2, string 3. Our pointer finger needs to go where the C7 chord would normally go. And then our pinky has to reach up here to the 3rd fret. Sounds like that. Just like that. All right, here's a secret you might not know. The D-Aug chord usually likes to go to a G. And any Aug chord likes to go to the 5th of the next chord. So if we're on a D, we're going to end up on a G, right? D, E, F, G, or 5 to 1. I'm sorry, 5 to 1. So if you had, let's think here. If you had a F Aug chord, it typically likes to go to B flat. That's just the way it is, 5 to 1. All right. Okay, so the answer to that question when you have a D chord, D7 chord, is that the ring finger is going to stay down as your anchor. And then you're going to move all of your other fingers where they need to go. Now, that isn't possible without moving your wrist a little bit towards you, okay? And the higher your uke is, the more wrist turn you're going to have. But a lot of people say, well, I can't make that chord. That's too difficult. And typically what I tell students is, it's not too difficult as long as you're thinking about how your wrist is twisting. Sometimes you have to twist your wrist in order to get to a chord. For instance, when I had to learn Somewhere Over the Rainbow, the Is version, way back when, I had to learn how to play an E7 chord while standing and playing with no strap. Try it sometime. It's not too bad, but it's easier if you let some of the weight of the ukulele rest on your finger as you do it, and you kick out your wrist a little bit towards this side, the left side of you, right? So kind of similar thing when you go to this G og chord, it's going to be the opposite. You're going to bring your elbow in just a little bit. Here's another cheat. If you want to go to the next chord, well, the next chord in this song is a G chord, and you can slide up your fingers just a step, and you're already on G. Oh, we're already on G? Okay, well, we have to get to an E7 next. Guess what? My middle finger gets to stay there and go to an E7, right? So if you haven't, if you are tuning in, I didn't tell you the page number, but we're in the yellow daily ukulele book. Looks like this. It's by Jim Beloff and Liz Beloff, and we're on page 115. Most of you guys that are watching my videos already know that and are in the Facebook group and check out all my YouTube videos. But yeah, if you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel where you can catch as many of the daily ukulele videos that I've done so far, which is probably only about a third of the book, but there's a lot of tunes in there. So, all right, well, let's start taking a look at the Hukilau song. Instead of doing like 10 songs like I normally do in a live, we're just going to stick to about one. And we're going to pop over here. All right, so for legal reasons, I made my own arrangement on, it's kind of like Oscar's Tune Catcher, but it's like their online version. So I matched the chords that were in the Daily Uke book. Notice there is no melody notes written. Okay, that's partly what makes their arrangement their arrangement. But in order for me to teach this, I wanted to make sure that I had something that you all can look at home. All right? Okay, so let's try to go through this. Let's do the first section, which is the first verse. All right? And let's see, strumming pattern. I'm going to go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Try it with me. One, two, three. What a beautiful day for fishing, the old Hawaiian way. And the Hukilau nets are swishing down in Olaia Bay. Oh, we're going. I just ended there. This is a good old-timey tune. I think it's from the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. Someone please correct me. Is this a Ten Pan Alley song? But it's Hawaiian. You can write that in the comments below. Send me hate mail if I'm wrong. I'm still learning a lot about this old-timey kind of music. So, all right, so we just made it to the chorus, which is the second line down. And we get some fun chords here. We get a G sharp dim. And a couple ways you can make that. You can use your middle and ring, and then you can bar with your first finger. You can do that. That's usually how I end up doing it. Or you can use all four fingers. But I think in this song, we'll see what happens. See how I usually do this. Let's go for it. Oh, we're going, okay? Oh, 1, 2, second part here. Oh, we're going to the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. Everybody loves the Hukilau. where the lau lau is the cow cow. We'll stop there. I'm gonna give another go for myself. Okay, so let's go where the lau lau is the cow cow. All right. I love these Hawaiian words. They're really kind of catchy. So you have D7, where the lau lau is the cow cow at the Hukilau. Oh, we'll throw our nets out into the sea, and all the ama come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. Oh, we're going, and you go back to the same chorus again. Okay, so I find that a lot of people's problem with the daily ukulele books, and it's not really a problem, it's just things they complain about. They'll say, the daily ukulele book, well, I don't read music, so that book's not for me, and so I'm going to just find a free version of it somewhere. And you know what? Hey, that's totally fine. I vary away from the melody notes. I can read the music, but I actually don't even fully follow those notes. If you were to pluck out all those notes on your uke or your piano, you'd be like, hey, that's different than what the book says. And yes, I actually go and I listen to 2 or 3 versions of it on YouTube. I try to absorb the things that I like, and then I'll start singing it really without looking at the musical notes that are written there. So you should do the same thing. Hey, if you want to try reading the notes, or you know how to, do that too. But start making decisions on how you want the song to sound. And, we all have our own little stamp of how we want to do things. But what I use the rhythms that they put on there for reading. So if you're not 100% on your pitch reading, but your rhythm reading is great, this book can really help you as far as that goes. So, and if you don't know how to do any of that, get with a teacher. I am also a uke teacher, full-time teacher. And if you're interested in hearing any information on that, you can contact me through Facebook. But all right, so let's can we give it a go through this piece? Let's try to go all the way through. All right. Oh, one other thing. If you would rather switch your G chord to a more authentic sounding G chord, copy the D7 shape, the rootless D7, and then just move it up a set of strings. So this is a G6. It would sound like this. What a beautiful day for fishing, the old Hawaiian way. Kind of like that. Now let's officially restart again, okay? Here's the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. What a beautiful day for fishing, the old Hawaiian way. And the Hukilau nets are swishing down in old Ia Bay. Oh, we're going to the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. Everybody loves the Hukilau, where the lau lau is the cow cow at the Hukilau. We'll throw our nets out into the sea, and all the ama come swimming to me. Oh, we're going to the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. Oh, we're going to the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. There is romance beneath Hawaiian skies, where the lovely hula mula maidens roll their eyes, while the silvery moon is shining above. The kanes and wahine sing the song about love. Paradise now at the Hukilau. Hooky, 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 Hukilau. Yeah. All right. So some funny flubs I had. The first time I didn't get the og or the dim, and then the second time I got the dim, but I didn't get the og. So that's okay. I'm used to reading it out of this book, but at least I found the right place at the end. So this is a fun little chord you can add in at the end. You bar all of fret 7, and see if you can figure out the name of that chord. If you know that this is a C6, let's count up from C6. All right, so here's C6. Here's a whole step. Here's D6. Here's E6. Here's F6. And here's G6. So anytime we have a song that ends or that starts with a G chord and ends with a G chord, guess what? You can use this as your ender, especially if it sounds jazzy. If the song is in the F key of F, guess what? Move it down to F. And that can be your ending chord as well, right there. So yeah, hope you had fun with this. I don't probably have too much more for you. I'd like to do a lot more lives for a few different reasons. It's fun to connect with people, and let me go to my main screen here. It's fun to connect with people, and I really like learning how to use this software called XSplit. Hey, XSplit, sponsor me so I can get rid of your little ink tag at the bottom. Just kidding. But yeah, it's fun to do this, and I've seen a lot of other people's either Facebook Lives or YouTubes, and they use some software like this. Makes it a little bit more interactive, and if you're on the call, you can ask questions. Yeah, just kind of fun not to always be communicating with just my software, my DaVinci Resolve all the time. So I filmed Sakura today outside, and expect to see that video sometime soon. The cherry blossoms are out, and there's only one time a year where you can truly get that happening for you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Play along to the Hukilau song, and today you actually even had music that you could look at with the chords. So hope you guys do awesome over the next few days. We're coming up on a weekend, and this past week we got all of our taxes done, so it feels good to have that done and then get back to teaching work again. So aloha, and until next time, take care everybody.